Well, hello there everybody, my name is VG Pat. As you more than likely already know, and welcome back to Dwarf Fortress. Now, there has been a little bit of a footage drop between this and the last episode. You can thank Camtasia for that. It's been happening a little bit more frequently than normal, but Camtasia recently had an update, so that should be fixed now. But I'm going to be going over some of the things that have happened since last episode. As you can see, we have grass growing up here in the courtyard. One of the people in the Steam group actually suggested a little fix for that. And I went ahead and went and did it. It's technically a cheat, but for me, it's an aesthetics thing. Nothing's gonna come of it. I don't mind. So there's grass on the courtyard now. That makes me happy. It doesn't look as ugly. Second thing is I was able to get the farm set up, and I did this in the last episode. That, like I said, Camtasia dropped. What you do with this is, since we did get, I mean, it's like cavern fungus stuff, but what had happened was we couldn't put the farms there because the saplings were in the way. And the way you get rid of that is by building a road over it and then just removing it, kind of like we were doing on the server. So I just put a bunch of roads down, removed them, and as soon as I did, I put the plots up to be built, and they got built just fine. I actually did set up all this stuff so that all these in this first row, except this one apparently, are going to be growing, apparently I did not do that, or I messed it up, or something happened. I don't remember. Whatever. Anyway, I did get most of the farms set up to grow stuff. I also removed the mud. That was another thing that somebody suggested for cheat. I just removed it because it looks fucking ugly. And, you know, it's fine. The mud had already, you know, turned into the fungus stuff, so, I mean, we were growing grass. So it didn't matter. We didn't need that anymore, and I'm just glad to get those red splotches out of the way. So nothing of much consequence has happened, except they've dug out a little bit more of this. Haven't been able to get that much stuff out of it. I did set up another stockpile, but, you know, besides that, very, very little got accomplished in that little bit of footage that didn't get cut out. I mean, that got finished as well. I'm going to have to actually set up a custom stockpile that has absolutely nothing in it, so nothing does grow in here. But besides that, like, that's right, and right before we finished up, a caravan from Shakatalcombe has arrived, and that is what we're going to be dealing with today. And I think what I'm going to be doing with merchants from now on is I'm going to set up a little room outside of the main fort that I can just like invite the traders into and then slaughter them. Because they're traders. I don't really give a shit. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't really give a shit about the traders. They can pretty much all, like, they're not worthwhile. They're really not. I'm not, well, I think these are dwarven traders, right? Dwarven bait traders. Yeah, they're dwarven traders, so we might actually, I'm probably gonna ask them for a bunch of stuff. I do have to build the trading depot anyway, but I'm gonna ask them to bring a bunch of stuff, and then the next time they come, I will slaughter them. Or I'll just do it now if they have a bunch of cool stuff. I don't know, it just depends. It just depends. I'm kind of really, really mean to merchants, so, yeah, not bad. I hate to be that guy that's that kind of jackass to them, but they kind of deserve it half the time because they always try to Jew you out of money and stuff. And I don't agree with that. I hate to say it, but I don't agree with that. Anyway, so my plan right now for setting up the trading depot is I do have quite a few of these trees set to be, you know, chopped down, which, I mean, we need them. We need it for beds and stuff like that. We also have those trees set to be done like that. But I'm going to be building it kind of... What the fuck is the thief? There, okay, apparently there's a thief in the fort, and we need to go find him real quick. If I can. Oh, that's a rabbit. I was like, wait, is that the thief? Is that the thief? Hold on. Oh, right there it is. Squad A, B. Hopefully we can get somebody to kill him real quick. No, both of them are not going to be able to do it. He's just running away. See, this is what I said. Like, they can't get into the fort. Thieves can't do it. I mean, we only have one entrance into the fort. One, you know, decent entrance from outside the fort. for them to even come into. So there's really no way for them to get to us. So what the fuck was that? Also, the next thing I'm going to do before I forget is go to D for designations. O. I think I might have done this in one of the last episodes, but just in case I haven't, and just in case it actually did get thrown out just because, you know, I lost some footage. I can't specifically remember sometimes, so it's my bad. I'm going to be setting that to a high traffic area so the dwarves and merchants will particularly want to go up and down that area above others. Now, one of the other things that I was talking about, because they can get the roads done on their own, the merchants, I will actually be D. I'm just going to plop this down here. Actually, we'll just make that out of shkish, whatever it's called. Anyway, so we'll get the trading posts plopped down when we got the roads going. We've got our dwarves digging that out. Apparently a fire imp got enraged. No idea what that's about. But the next thing I do want to do, now that we've got these bedrooms pretty much under construction, we'll set that to be dug out a little bit more right there. Maybe put some beds down real quick now that we do... How many do we have? Quite a few. I mean, I've been letting him get that under control. I actually have not designated these as rooms or assigned them yet. I'm probably not going to assign them, just let the dwarves have at it as they do, but, you know, you never know. I may or may not do a lot of things with this, so you never know how I'm going to do it. Or at least I never know how I'm going to do it. You guys may know how I'm going to do it, because you guys can kind of see it as I do it. But for me, I'm pretty much lost in time, and I have no idea what's going to happen next. Usually. Unless it's like an invasion, in which case I know what's going to happen next. I'm going to lock myself in my fort, and I'm going to cry for my mommy. Because I don't like invasions. That I can't win. If I can win, hell yes. Invade me every day and night. That's what she said. But in this sort of scenario, I'm not the biggest fan because we will get stomped right now. Not that that will always be the case. Hopefully we will actually be able to reach a point where we can fight back. I keep doing that for some reason. There we go. I'm just setting these out. Son of a bitch, why do I keep doing that? Okay. Enter, enter. There we go. Enter, enter. Perfect. Done. So the miners will start digging that now. Go away, you damn thief! See, he doesn't even get to the bridge. And watch this. Gonna run away. Or he's gonna attack that guy. No, he's running away. Good. It'll cancel some designations from every now and then, but it's gonna be nothing too serious. Anyway, if we can ignore that for a moment, I want to actually get on to what I wanted to fucking do. This, by the way, I have no idea what I'm going to do with this. I'm probably just going to bulldoze this or just, like, break it off. I might make this a training room, depending on what I'm about to explain. I want to actually, start going into this place. Now, this is going to be a little bit complicated because we're going to have to we're pretty much building the shaft down. So we're going to have to go to B, C, up and down staircase. Okay, so we'll put that there. We'll make it out of feldspar. Okay, so we can't do anything with that yet, so we're going to go to D for designations, I for up and down staircase, and we're going to be building that right there. So we're going to be digging pretty much a shaft straight down into this cavern level. From the looks of it, there's going to be a lot of plants. There's going to be a lot of, like, the fungus you can pretty much use as trees, which is, you know, like wood. And it doesn't look like, from what I've seen, from what little we've seen, because we don't have that much access to it. What the fuck is that? That's rapid granite. Nothing too important. It doesn't seem like there's that many, it doesn't seem like there's actually any metal in here besides this rapid granite and probably mica. And there's a few gems, but nothing too important. It doesn't seem like, there's a little bit in it, but nothing too important. There is water over here, which is the main thing that I'm going in here for. But I do want to kind of build a shaft down there so we can get some access to it. Mainly access and the denial, because if we can actually get down there into it, we can actually block it off as well. Which is what we're going to need to do, because God forbid am I going to leave this open forever. So let's actually build another up and down staircase. And we'll build out a feldspar. And we'll resume that. We'll let them get on with that. I probably am also... excuse me. About coughed up my lungs right there. I'm probably gonna send maybe a few dwarves down in here. This is the first cavern level. They are usually not the most dangerous. There are, as you can see, some spider webs down here, but these are just spider silk webs. They're not giant spider webs or whatever, you know, they're going to be named here in Genesis. Doesn't look like it's going to be anything too terribly dangerous, so not 100% worried, but I will have the military standing by, and by standing by I mean at any moment I can hit S and then go to the squads and send them down there. Interrupted by otter. It seems like the most dangerous thing we're ever going to have to worry about in our fortress is the fucking otters, because they are messing with everything, and they just won't leave me alone. Anyway, I do want them to hurry up and get that set up, so... Seems like this episode is mostly just going to be explaining what's going to be happening in the next few episodes, and, you know, what we've missed, because Camtasia is a piece of shit sometimes. But, not that I wouldn't give Camtasia a ringing endorsement, given the chance, because it's actually really useful for stuff like this, which... Stuff like fraps and... Okay, accidentally made that big, and it looks like we have discovered a downward passage, meaning if I zoom back out, because I accidentally zoomed in, right there's that downward passage. This is a labyrinthian sort of area, but the downward passage is going to be connecting this first cavern to the second, meaning we will actually probably be cutting this off. I will not be exploring this at the moment. I do not want what's in the second layer. Some of you guys that know Dwarf Fortress know what we're going to find there, and you know that we don't want that. So, I'm going to have to chop down these two, and I'm going to have to start building... Okay, I'm going to have to build a floor. I'm going to have to cut this off, like, not the footage, but like this whole area, like, really quick. Floor. The reason I'm building floors here is just so I can get the corners, because stuff can come in from the corners, but you can, dwarves and pretty much all creatures can move diagonally, but you cannot build diagonally. So I'm building those floors so we can build the four corners to this shaft real quick. It looks like they are getting that done fairly quickly. These dwarves are right on their shit, so I can actually build the walls. So yes, that gives me access to that. I'll build a feldspar, because building it out of stone is the best. Obvious, I know, I don't want to build it out of railguard. Railguard's like red and shit. So BC, wall. Things can break down walls that you build. That's pretty much an obvious thing that, you know, it's a loophole to get around you from completely protecting everything, and especially things from some of the lower cavern levels have access to this. But that being said, I am not too terribly worried about it at the moment. So, the fuck did that guy pick up? Oh, no, Dwarfy man. I'm going to have to hurry up and designate everything in this as off limits. DB, forbid, everything. Just start in that corner. That bro is fucking nuts. Anyway. Forbidding all of this stuff. Everything. Even that green thing right there, which is spider silk. Forbidden. We can't really afford to go down there just yet. Not when we have this many other projects going on. If we were going to come down here, I'm going to need my full attention for this, because I'm going to have to, you know, I'm pretty much going to have to use our military to explore this, because since it is connected to the second floor, unless I plan to actually, going through the wrong thing like over and over, unless I actually, you know, spend my full attention on it, or close off that lower floor, we could get really broken really quickly. So I'm gonna put and Filgar, that's fine. And it's like, I don't really care what the walls are made out of, I just want them built. Thank you and good night, my friends. Anyway, so we're gonna put more andesite walls. Actually, I'm gonna actually have to build up and down staircases. I'm doing this mostly just out of keeping it, you know, together, but also because